Studio Hermitage presents Clawmoor Heights, an Our Brilliant Ruin story, created by Rachel J. Wilkinson.
Good morning. If everyone would take their seats, we'll begin our third and what I believe will be our final day to this inquiry. The doors, if you would, please. So those gathered here are aware Master Rossi came to speak with me last night. He made a compelling case for leniency.
What did you do, Vivian?
Given what I know, what was necessary.
We agree fellow Quinn's years within the Guild have earned her due consideration, which includes allowing her to offer a complete account of her time at Clawmoor.
What does he know?
Everything.
What? What were you? I told you in confidence.
Fellow Quinn, if you would take your place, please.
I'm keeping us out of gloaming.
I can't believe you did this.
Whatever he asks, just be honest.
What is he going to ask?
Master Rossi, fellow Quinn.
Of course. My apologies.
Yesterday, you shared that Lord Lucas expressed his reluctance to become Clawmoor's Baron, correct?
Correct.
The only witnesses were you and Lord Stellan. Is this also correct?
It is.
And wasn't it also on this night that Lord Stellan decided he would take the title?
He did.
That's an astonishing coincidence.
What are you suggesting?
The Dowager Baroness believes you stayed on at Clawmoor so that you could insert yourself into the private affairs of her family.
It was the Dowager Baroness who asked me to stay.
And she believes you accepted her invitation as a pretext to meddle in the inheritance.
Why would I do that?
Could it be because of how they treated your father?
We've been through this already. It was nothing like that.
Then why did you agree to remain?
The Dowager's suspicions are misplaced. Yes, I had my own reasons for accepting her invitation, but they're far from what she imagines. I wanted to learn more about the ghost of Cordelia Valgrieve, nothing more.
So you did presume upon their generosity to conduct personal research?
Master Gates, the night we were at the mountain cottage, I could tell Lord Stellan was troubled.
I see. We're going to avoid discussing your research.
Lord Lucas was grievously injured. Neither of us knew if he would see the morning. And whether or not it was accurate, Lord Stellan blamed himself. It's well past dark. Is there any way to get a message to Clawmoor? Lord Stellan.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Can we get a message to Clawmoor? They may think something happened to us.
I assume Lucas can't travel.
Not yet, my lord. He's finally asleep and needs the rest. A nearby telegraph or telephone?
No, nothing of the kind.
What if I rode back and returned with help in the morning?
No, I wouldn't want you to... We don't know what lies between here and there. It's too dark. I'll go.
How is that any less dangerous than if I went?
It's not. Between the two of us, I'm the more...
I'm the more what? Capable? Skilled? Stubborn?
Useless.
Excuse me?
Other than filling a chair, what purpose do I serve?
I don't... Why would you say that?
You're the one who's capable and skilled, and I'm...
Here. You're here. I know brothers who wouldn't have bothered to join the search.
Is that coming from personal experience?
Every family leaves holes in our hearts, my lord.
Holes like awkward silences we stuff with fatty trifles. I've done far too little, far too late under the pretense of protecting my family. Now my father is dead, and Lucas may soon join him.
You couldn't have prevented either.
Time will decide that. Until then, I'll ride to Clawmoor.
And to think, your sister might be tired of her mourning clothes.
The longer I stay here, the more my mind plays tricks on me. I am besieged by doubts.
You're simply worn out, and that's all. Hand me your coat and sit. I'll add a log to the fire.
You rest. I'll manage the fire. I need to do something, and neither of us is going anywhere tonight.
As you like, my lord.
Forgive my prying, but I'm genuinely curious. How does a historian know how to amputate a leg?
Crown Hall College would have you believe guild scholars possess mastery over every subject.
And the reality?
I happen to travel in some unusual circles.
Circles that sever limbs from bodies.
Not exactly.
Not exactly isn't a no.
It isn't.
No, it isn't.
I'm affiliated with some people who, because of their research, encounter ruin more frequently than most.
So ruinologists?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Think of them more like archaeologists, genealogists, and archivists who specialize in the effects of ruin on our history.
And you?
Just a historian.
I vaguely recall someone declaring they were more than a historian before ordering me to get the axe.
I have no recollection of that.
None.
I may have gotten a bit carried away.
Confidence suits you.
And a smile suits you.
I feel guilty for smiling with Lucas weighing on me, knowing this was my fault.
He chose to run.
It's more than that.
What has you so preoccupied?
Cassius and I came to an agreement. He's coming to Clawmoor to finalize the details.
And?
I'll declare myself Baron long enough to sell the manor to the Daras. We settled on a reduced price to compensate him for the trouble. Josephine will have the necessary funds to live in Grandhurst, while the remainder will go to Rodina and Lucas. As for me, I'll reside with family at Amsdale or Rail Park.
What about the true folk?
I hope Cassius will keep them on.
I see.
You're skeptical.
This all sounds a bit too tidy.
Not when everyone's interests are aligned.
Her ladyship made a strikingly similar remark to me, albeit with Lucas as Baron. So, forgive me if I question your aligned interests.
We assumed Lucas would be the last holdout for the sake of Rodina. That doesn't appear to be the case anymore.
But your mother, the ghost. It must be difficult when...
No, it isn't her.
Still, it's an echo of her pain.
It's ruin. No more, no less. I've already taken care of it.
Wait, she's gone? How is that possible?
We burned the bed she died in. My father wasn't able to part with it, but with him... And now you look distraught. Have I upset you?
I'm just taken aback. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. And this is what you want?
I want a purpose. My father poured his into Josephine, Rodina shoved hers into Lucas, and my mother died before she could give me mine. Please tell me what I've done to upset you.
You haven't upset me. I only thought I would have more time.
That you have my word we'll honor your contract and provide a reference before you go.
I don't think I can expect a reference from Lady Clawmoor after this.
Come tomorrow, I will be Lord Clawmoor, and she will be a dowager. I assure you, Miss Quinn, no matter the developments, I am committed to your welfare.
The next morning, I awoke to find Lord Lucas had survived the night, which came as a relief to all of us, and his spirits were noticeably improved. Lord Stellan was outside, hurrying to ready the horses. He wanted to get underway to outrun a brewing storm, and we knew Lord Lucas's condition would make travel difficult.
Yet, you opted to risk it instead of riding ahead to return with additional help.
Considering how dangerously unpredictable mountain storms can be, yes. The horizon was so dark it looked bruised. We didn't know if we'd be stranded without food or supplies. It would have been a greater risk to stay. Clawmoor was near enough that we believed we could make it.
And did you?
Barely. By the time we reached the stables, the moorland pines were thrashing in the wind. As soon as we came into view, some of the staff ran out to meet us.
This storm's a howler, my lord. We're battening down and need to get the horses inside.
Go fetch some help for Lucas.
Behind me. What's happened to him?
As the stable hands helped us off the horses, there was a sudden flash and clap of thunder loud enough to shake the ground.
I'll stable the horses.
Best make it quick, my lord. Cassius Dara arrived 2 hours back, and Kirazar's impatience is getting out of hand.
Then make sure he knows I'm here. But my first concern is Lucas.
Of course, your lordship.
We made it into the stables just as the storm broke and rain smashed down on us.
Agatha!
Harry!
I waited up last night, worried something had happened.
I thought you might have, but we're here now.
Yeah. Lord Stellan, Kirazar is...
We need to speak. Immediately.
right there.
Mr. Dara is eager to see matters concluded.
And he'll continue to wait until I can ensure the horses are safe.
Challenging Mr. Dara's patience would be a mistake. An irritated buyer tightens the purse strings.
I don't think the electricity is going to hold.
Lord Stellan, the true folk can manage this. Go.
Fine. Lead on.
This way, sir.
Buyer? What did he mean?
You know what it means. Where did the saddlebags go?
Agatha, wait, let me... help you.
Sorry.
It's all right. Here, I'll help.
Oh, I think you're right about the power.
Mrs. Bryant will make sure everyone has candles. Wait, where did this key come from?
I'm not sure. Let me see it.
But you recognized the key immediately, didn't you?
It looked familiar.
And when the footman asked who it belonged to, you said...
I told Perry that I thought it was the key to my room.
When in fact, it was the key to where, Miss Quinn?
The east wing, where we had locked the ghost of Cordelia Valgrieve. Lord Stellan had it with him in his bag.
In other words, you lied.
I was mistaken.
So mistaken that while the household was distracted with the storm and Mr. Dara and Lord Lucas, you decided to pay another visit to the East Wing.
I may have done that. Please realize I had no choice.
No choice?
I needed to know if what Lord Stellan said was true, that they had expelled Cordelia's ghost from Clawmoor.
Ah, needed, of course.
I returned to the east wing and eased the pocket doors open, but the gallery light did little to penetrate the darkness. I could just make out some furniture draped with white sheets, and I stepped inside to get a closer look. The thick air inside the chamber hit me immediately. It had a musty smell with an underlying foulness, a moldy rot I knew all too well. It was the lingering stink of ruin, that sulfurous odor of decay, and I assumed it had seeped into the fabrics, but then I heard a sound in the corner behind me. I held my breath and forced myself to turn around. In the corner was a small, chestnut-colored rocking horse, rocking back and forth as if a child was riding it. Slowly, I took a step toward the door, but as soon as I moved, the rocking horse stopped. Suddenly, another clap of thunder shook the house. The light stuttered again. And in the flickering blinks of pitch blackness, I saw her in the corner, hunched and weeping over the empty rocking horse. Cordelia?
Is this tender?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Very.
My apologies, Lady Clawmoor. And here?
Yes. Though, not as much.
That's a good sign. Are you sleeping?
Some.
No, she isn't.
And your appetite?
As sparing as the finches.
Enough, Tiberius. You saw me eat last night. Don't listen to him, Doctor. He thinks I'm dying.
You've been like this for a week, Cordelia. She gets winded from talking, gasping after a flight of stairs.
Have your cook focus on broth-based soups with a meaty bone stock. I also recommend the staff prepare a bedroom on the first floor. If the stairs exhaust you, let's avoid them.
Nothing else?
I'm going to prescribe you a syrup for the pain. It's important you stay in bed. I'll leave instructions with your lady's maid. In the meantime, try to get some rest, Lady Clawmoor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I plan to convince your husband to show me his newest trophy. Heard he brought down a heart of 10.
A magnificent beast.
Very beastly indeed.
Come, it's in my den. I spent 3 days glassing deer from the ridge. I'd almost packed it in, but something told me to wait.
Look at the spread of those antlers. And the mount. Impressive.
Isn't it? A new apprentice in the Peacock's Feast.
With that level of craftsmanship?
I know. Uncle Conrad discovered her.
Well, if I ever managed to hit anything.
In time. In time.
Listen, I wanted to discuss Lady Clawmoor's condition with you privately.
Yes. Bed rest, and I'll make sure she has all the bone broth she could ever want. Her lady's maid can manage the medicine until Cordelia's well.
It's ruin, Lord Clawmoor. And the syrup I prescribed is poison.
What? That's not possible. You don't know what you're saying.
I'm sorry, but I do. You need to isolate her immediately. I suggest somewhere on the first floor so you don't alarm her.
You're the one being alarmist. It's not ruin.
Then you'll take everything she's come into contact with, her clothes, bed sheets, hairbrush, everything, and burn it.
I am not doing that.
Yes, you are.
What exactly are you saying?
Lord Clawmoor, your wife is dying.
Get out.
We've seen the ruin ravage entire estates. If you're not careful, it will kill you, your children, and your entire staff. You must burn all of her belongings and then...
And then what? What, man?
It is entirely within your power to make the rest of her life short and peaceful or long and terrible.
I'm not killing my wife.
Tiberius, we've seen how horrific it can become.
I'm not killing my wife.
We have no way of predicting what this could become. Her mind could go. She could exhibit monstrosity.
This is ludicrous.
She will kill you, your children.
I'm not taking Josephine and Stellan away from her.
You must. You must do this.
I am not killing my wife! Go! Go back to Crown Hall. You're a charlatan and a fraud.
I'm so sorry. So very, very sorry. Move her downstairs into a chamber that can be cut off from the rest of the manor. I recommend a spoonful of syrup
Shut up! Shut up! I am not doing that!
A spoonful of syrup every 4 hours and include it in her soup. In about 2 days' time...
No. You're a liar. And I am not giving my wife your bottle of snake oil.
Your lordship, don't...
That is what I think of your medical advice, Doctor. Now, get out.
I'll have someone bring another bottle in the morning. Please, Tiberius. Think of your children.
Get out!
Tiberius! Tiberius, please! Let me out! Please don't do this! Please! Please! I don't want to die without seeing my babies!
I can't, Cordelia. I can't let them in.
To the window! Just to the window, then. Just take them outside to the window so I can see them. See their precious faces.
You know why I won't. Why I can't.
Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you. I love you. I love you more than...
You're pathetic. Weak and pathetic and heartless. Let me see my children.
No! I want them to remember you before you became this.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just so afraid. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to die without a hand to hold.
I know.
Please don't make me die alone. Just open the door. My sweet husband, just open the door one last time so I can say goodbye. Just this once.
I've loved you since the first time I saw you. Your smile, your laugh.
Please.
All the birds.
Please, Tiberius.
So many birds.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
I'll always remember the softness of your hair, twirling strands between my fingers, the slope of your neck, the warmth of your skin, the kindness of your
My
eyes.
screams, my pleading,
The touch of your hair.
the torture you're putting me through, you'll remember this cruelty for the rest of your life.
Please stop.
Let me see my children.
Please stop, Cordelia.
I want to say goodbye to
Just say
Josephine and
you love
Stella.
me too.
I want to kiss them on their cheek.
I can't.
What a diabolical cruelty to lock me in the nursery surrounded by their toys. You told me it was so they could visit me and play. That was a lie. You are a lie. You've left me with nothing. I have no one. You did everything but kill me. Why didn't you kill me?
I didn't want to break your heart.
Why couldn't you kill me?
I love you, Cordelia.
Kill me!
I love you.
Kill me!
Please say you love me too.
Kill me!
Agatha! Agatha! Agatha, get up! Get up!
Clawmoor Heights stars Kate Siegel, Indira Varma, Byron Mann, Shannon Uphold, Jay Sullivan, Sean Patrick Judge, and Jovan Jackson. Written and directed by Rachel J. Wilkinson. Original music composition by Brian Michael Fuller. Recorded by Mark Zamora. Sound design by Kay Wilder and Rachel J. Wilkinson. Mix and mastering by Brian Michael Fuller. Clawmoor Heights is a Studio Hermitage production. Visit us at ourbrilliantruin.com.